Yo, what is up, guys? SDFCBros coming back at you once again, furthermore, with another video. And Carlos,
Yes,
we're all in a good mood today.
I think we're in a great mood. Not even just a good mood. Great mood.
Why are we in a good mood?
SDFC just beat LA Galaxy 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah. I can't wait to dive in and talk about it.
Yeah, no, I've been, itching to talk about the game in depth and so on and so forth. But guys, if you're new here, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Get involved in the comment section below. Where were you at in this very first historic game for San Diego FC? We were at Mavericks Beach Club, which
was a dream.
vibe.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a dream. I felt like it was a dream. Just everybody showing out, a line
Loads
out
of people.
the door. Thank God Mavericks was big and open and had enough. But it was amazing. Everybody was having a good time. No bad blood, and it just. Honestly, I don't want to say it, but it felt like watching a Padres game in San Diego. You know?
No, it definitely was something where it's like everybody, like you saw, was like connected in some sort of way. And it's like, I haven't felt like that watching a football match in a really long time. Since I went to go watch Milan in Milan, same vibes. Everyone's, behind the same, team and everything like that. Just vibes were crazy.
No,
so guys,
San Diego loves its teams.
Yeah, no, San Diego loves their team. So guys, if you guys missed out on the game, make sure you guys check out the match day vlog that we posted that is now live. So make sure you guys check that out and show some love. But let's just get into the game.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
So let's just get into the game, kind of just what vibes were like going into it. And, Mavericks was popping.
Mavericks was popping. I mean, the line, it was a little like unorganized. What did you expect the first part? But after it turned 3 o'clock and it was like almost game time, everything was moving. Everybody was getting their seats, and it just, I don't know, man, it felt like a huge house party. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, no, once everything was settled, bevs were in hand and everything like that.
It felt a little bit more comfortable.
It started to set in, and like it got real at that point, because then you started to see the lineups come out and everything like that. And the lineup that we saw was the exact same one we saw in the last game in the Coachella Valley Invitational. It was that standard 4-3-3. You saw CJ Dos Santos in goal, which, shout out to him, kept a clean sheet. Which was nice.
Especially towards the end.
Towards the end, got a little shaky. We'll get into that later. Right back, we had Jasper Loffelsen, and then the back duo, McNair-McVeigh, and then Franco Negri at left back, and then the midfield trio was Yepes Verskov, Anibal Godoy, and Luca Della Torre, which, bro, these guys were running the midfield.
I know, insane.
Yeah, so, and then the front three was Anders Dreyer, Marcus Ingvartsen.
Give us a little moment.
We give him some love. So we got Anders Dreyer on that right side, Marcus Ingvartsen, and Chucky Lozano at that left wing. So honestly, that was the best lineup we could have put out. I think it was pretty standard what we were going to go out with. And that first half, I think it was very controlled. We kind of just tested the waters to see what the Galaxy would throw at us. And very impressed with kind of the style of play. You saw that at hand. So what did you think about it?
The first half was interesting, to say the least. Watching them kick that ball the first time, was just even giving that first touch was amazing. But they really came out to, like, I wouldn't, like, they came out swinging. Exactly what Mikey Vadas has been telling us. They didn't come to play. They were attacking a lot. One of the biggest things we were really afraid of was the defense. And I don't know if it was just LA Galaxy or not. I'd love to believe in the vision and the dream, but I don't know. They were really playing good defensively. They were dropping back exactly what they wanted to. It's kind of hard to just tell, but it was a really good first half. It was a little scary back here and that, but again, I just don't know if LA Galaxy wasn't to their level and coming at us. Yeah,
of course, LA Galaxy, they had a couple injuries going into this. Obviously, most notably, Ricky Puig was out and everything like that, so it's a big hit for them. Big hit for any team having a lot of your star players out. But regardless of the fact is, it's like, I think LA Galaxy was kind of downplaying us a little bit.
Exactly.
To be honest.
Yeah, I felt like it. Like, I
think it was kind of a mix of like a couple things, whereas it's like they were downplaying us a little bit. San Diego FC was playing sensational football. One-touch passing, triangles here and there. In this midfield, man, Yepe, Anibal, and Luca Della Torre. 70% of the world is covered by water. The rest is by them three, man. Unreal, man. These guys were running that midfield like no other. You saw Luca Della Torre was playing in like that free role. He was everywhere.
Which I really liked.
I loved it. He was so involved in all aspects of the pitch. He was sometimes, playing with Jasper Loffelsen on that left-hand side. He was with Negri on that left. And he was just roaming. And, he was definitely one of the ones I was impressed with. Obviously, we knew his quality going in, but going forward and everything like that, he was a threat as well. And I think Galaxy had a lot of trouble because it's like, okay, who do we mark? Do we mark Chucky Lozano when he was, making trouble on that left-hand side? And then you had Luca Della Torre, making those runs through the middle. And then Anders Dreyer, man. Right. This guy was running amok all game. So it's like, I think there was a lot of, confusion with LA Galaxy, and then Marcus Ingvarsson just showing his experience.
Right.
But that first half, I think we were kind of just testing the waters a little bit.
Exactly.
So.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I think we really showed our dominance in the upper third of the game, just attacking, and it was kind of hard for it kind of pushed LA Galaxy to play defensively. Especially we saw that in the first half, and I don't know if a team knows how to counter that exactly how we're playing. And what was interesting that I was thinking about when we were watching the game, especially for the first half, a lot of our critique was this is the first time they're playing together.
Sure.
But this is the first time any team's going to play against us.
Yeah.
If you think about that, we don't know. They don't know us really and how what we are. And we did show a little bit of it, but I think once we start nailing it down, which coming into the second half, it just seemed like it was unstoppable or something was going to happen. It had to have happened.
Yeah.
But closing off of that first half, SDFC was really, like you said, testing the waters, but a little nervous, but I really, really enjoyed watching it. And it's just like, if this is consistent throughout the season, I think we have a really good chance.
Oh, yeah. And then going into that second half, I think at that point, it's like LA Galaxy knew they kind of had to press us.
Right.
But that's exactly the game San Diego wants to play. They want you to press the ball. They want you to, get numbers forward and try to, shake something up. But we were playing so close and so compactly towards each other. That's what I'm saying. That midfield trio we're so cohesive all together, and
I think
proved dividends
for a brand new team who's only played a few really practice games and everything. We really look like we're a unit, which is kind of interesting to see from our standpoint, because there's so many different mixed personalities and everything like that. But it really does look like Tyler Heaps and Mikey Varas made some really good choices on who we picked up, especially for the style of play that we're doing, because it was almost like they said, this is what we're going to play like. You guys kind of already know this. Let's just go out and do it. There was not that much coaching going on.
It's more so kind of just like plugging and playing, players with, their certain play styles. And, you saw that midfield trio, they looked all so comfortable on the ball. My whole gripe was kind of, you need high-level footballers to play this style of play. And it looks like these guys have been playing with each other for 10 years.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like that whole kind of style of play really, helped out, our players, because it's like that's the style they're kind of used to playing, I guess you could say, or rather that's what they're more comfortable with.
Right.
I guess you could say. And then obviously the leadership, Yepe being the captain as well, and then Anibal Godoy having just veteran experience in MLS really helped out in this tough game, because it's like, LA Galaxy, and this is a stat for you, they haven't lost all 2024 at home. They won every single game at home in 2024. Their last home loss was in 2023. And San Diego FC go to Dignity Health Sports Park and beat them 2-0, clean sheet and everything like that. So let's talk about that first goal, right? And it kind of, goes into what we were talking about, how it's like with San Diego FC pressing and everything like that. That's kind of how the first goal happened, where it's like we were pressing, forced a mistake out the back with a poor touch. Chucky Lozano plays a ball in. Marcus Ingvarsson, so smart. He was in an offside position, but he just let it dummy straight to Dreyer, and boom, 1-0. So what did you kind of think about the goal?
Well, even just watching after highlights, Chucky could have taken a shot.
Yeah,
Chucky could have taken a shot and scored that, maybe, But he looked, and again, that's just like where it seems like our team mentality is.
Right.
It's not even Chucky, who's probably the star of this team, right?
Sure.
Didn't go for glory there. He said, we're going to do the best for the team. So I think that was really good. And, a lot of people might be like, oh, that's a terrible first goal. It's this, and that. But really, it just goes to show how attacking SDFC was,
Right.
and really how in any future other team they can't make a small mistake like that, because if they do, we are there to capitalize, and it shows we are right there to do it. So yeah, while it wasn't the dream play big goal, it was a goal at the end of the day, and we took advantage of what the other team was lacking. And if any other team thinks about doing that, it's going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? They can't make a mistake back there.
100%. Yeah, and you know, it kind of just goes to show, whereas it's like, you know, the chances that San Diego had, we were clinical. And I think that's like one of the things where it's like we didn't create a lot of chances, but the chances that we did take, we converted them. You know, so I think that's like one of the big takeaways I have. And, you know, in the first half, like I was saying, we were kind of testing the waters a little bit, but then once we started to grow into the game and we kind of saw that, you know, we're confident here, we make them to force a mistake. And, you know, big up Chucky Lozano for, you know, not being selfish. And I think that kind of goes to show that what this locker room kind of looks like, you know, because it's like there's no one's higher than the other, you know, everyone's here to play for the same reason, and that's for the city. And I think these guys made everybody so proud, but we'll get into that way later. But towards the end of the second half, after that goal, you know, kind of we're like, okay, so how do San Diego FC react? Do we kind of play a little bit more conservative? Do we go for a second? And I think it was kind of a mixture of both, because I think there were a couple good opportunities. I know Chucky Lozano had one, but he squandered it. He tried to be a little cheeky with it.
Yeah, in the first game, you just tried to take it.
I like the confidence.
Yeah, no, and I feel like we felt comfortable enough, because LA Galaxy was coming at us, but it was really like it wasn't as powerful as I thought it would be. And we haven't seen enough to SDFC to sit here and say like it's because of us, or it's because of them. But I mean, to be honest, our defense looked like it was solid back there. It really looked like we were locking that up, and it just looked like LA Galaxy had no option. The organization of this defensive line, that was my whole thing going into this season, was how is San Diego FC gonna defend in these proper, you know, high level, high intensity matches. And man, these guys, again, like how the midfield I was talking about, they looked like they had experience with each other. These guys looked like, like these guys just looked like they were playing, for 10 years with each other as well. So it's like, I was really impressed. Organization was perfect. I will say though, I don't think LA was really threatening towards the goal. I think, Marco Royce kind of ghosted a little bit. I know Gabriel Peck had a really tough time against, our fullbacks and everything like that. So, but I think that just goes to show kind of the coaching and how well we prepared for this game. And I feel like we had an answer for every little jab that LA Galaxy was trying to throw at us. Agreed.
And towards the end of the second half, LA did start to grow into the game, and I think that's where kind of the anxiety started to kind of build between everybody. You felt the tension in Mavericks, man. Just everyone was on the edge of their seat. Everyone, was just very anxious, and respectfully so, because Galaxy, they were pressing and had to force a couple saves out of the defensive line. So what do you think about CJ Dos Santos in this game? I know there was a couple question marks with, who's going to be the starting goalkeeper, and we didn't really prepare well in this position.
Exactly. No, I liked him. He looked like what I feel like any goalkeeper, because it's such a hard position.
Sure.
You can't.
Very underrated.
One mistake can cost you the whole game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it might not be him, but what he looked like, he looked strong, he looked sturdy, and looked ready. He did not look like he was shying away from any competition, and it showed. There was an attack that could have clearly been a goal.
Yeah.
And stood firm, stood on his ground, got the ball, we saved it.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to see more of him. I don't know about the other goalies as much, because we don't, but what I do love from what I saw is he wasn't nervous. He was there. He was ready. He didn't look shaky.
Yeah, that's what you need with a goalkeeper, someone who's confident and someone who's, willing to put their body on the line essentially for that goal, or rather to not concede the goal. So going into that second goal that we scored, right? Just a brilliant counterattack.
Amazing.
Right?
Tomas Angel.
Yeah, Tomas Angel, that's your boy, so it's like that was really hyped to kind of see him get on the score sheet with an assist, right? And then that finish, man. Anders Dreyer, man. That first-time finish, 2 first-time finishes, and that second one was just a thing of beauty. But first, the ball that he played. Yeah,
I know. I was gonna say, if you guys have not seen that play, please watch it, because it is what we wanted for that first goal, probably. But it was Dreyer, Tomas holds it last second, could make a run, could not. And again, for such a young man, like such a young guy, to have that knowledge and that the composure to not be scared, like held it, saw Dreyer on the run and
little
what
line splitting pass into
beautiful
space.
Pass. And Dreyer first time just
boom, off the crossbar in and. Yeah, bro. Mavericks was going nuts. So yeah, guys, if you missed it, go check out the vlog because yeah, it was awesome. That was awesome. So I'm really happy that we got that security net because we looked a little shaky towards the end, but we didn't even risk that many numbers forward, with that counter-attacking goal. It was just two, Dreyer and Angal. So
and they both ran. They both ran from like it was what we were at our box, right?
Yeah.
From our box all the way. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so it was really good. So overall match impressions, I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was very impressed, right? I said my piece about the midfield, how they looked super cohesive. The defense was, rock solid and everything like that. And, the attack, I think Galaxy had a lot of question marks. Who do we guard? Is Chucky going to be a problem? But I think you kind of have to guard everybody. But it's like, you're asking questions about who is going to be the main goal threat. And it's like, I think we have threats all over the pitch. And I know a lot of people were saying the depth is a problem, but it's like, I feel like we got decent options off of the bench to kind of make a difference. And even when we did sub out Luca Della Torre, we saw Valakari come in and he made, it was a like-for-like sub. I don't think, he did anything crazy, but I think, he did all the right things. And that's, kind of the main thing, once you come into a football match, just get those first 5-6 passes to the target and then grow your confidence from there. So very impressed with how the guys came out.
Any cons?
Was that?
Any cons?
Cons? Ooh, it's hard to kind of, put out cons here, but I would say I think the lack of a reference point in the middle, because I think, during that whole game, everyone was kind of saying it's like, why aren't we passing to Ingvartsen? Why isn't he really getting involved? But I think his role was kind of just being a presence there and kind of dragging defenders and dragging, opposition to kind of force them to make a mistake or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think, it kind of goes to show with that first goal where he was in an offside position, no one was guarding Dreyer. You know what I mean? So it's like, that kind of that's maybe my only con per se, but it's really hard to put out a con when it's like, you go away to the MLS champs, you keep a clean sheet, and you're dominant from, I would say, minute 1 to 90.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe minute 80 at least.
No, even to 90. I mean, at the end, we just pulled them out at that very bottom. So,
yeah.
I mean, my only con for me is those goals, I think, just came out of, I know, but they came out of luck or mistakes, especially the 90th minute goal. Yes, it was a good playoff, but we definitely caught LA Galaxy off. Mm-hmm. It doesn't show we have that right now, that potential to go and actually score a goal, make that build and then finish, make that clinicalness. And I think that's the only con that we need to have that end, because this could have easily been a 0-0 game.
Sure,
I'm not going to lie to you. It could have easily been a 0-0 game. We did make it out, thankfully. I'm glad for San Diego, but it could have easily been a 0-0 game because we did not have those finishers. And if LA Galaxy didn't make those really clinical mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. How we were forcing mistakes, and there weren't really clear-cut chances to the point where it's like we can look at these and be like, oh, that could have been a goal or something like that.
Right.
But I think there was maybe one. There was that Chucky chance,
Chucky one,
and then there's one other one that's kind of fading away. But I think it was once again another Chucky chance. I want to say.
And we run a lot on the wings, but then there's not that central. We get kind of lost in the central area. And again, that could just be different with any team. And it's our first game, so we can see from there.
I think that's where kind of Luca Della Torre is going to play a really big role. Is kind of he is a very free roam type midfielder, but I think he's going to be a real reference point in that spine in the middle of the team. So
we'll see next game.
So let's review the score prediction. So we had a loss. You thought we were going to lose. I said a draw, and producer Jasmine got the win. She was the only one that said that we were going to win. So big up producer Jasmine getting that score prediction right. So just... Who's your man of the match?
It's got to be Anders Dreyer.
Anders?
Yeah.
Anders.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, he was really nice to see. Again, I'm going to go with a little niche one. I'm going to go with a niche, but I'm going to say Yepe. I'm going to say Yepe.
Okay.
I thought that he was really good in the midfield. I thought that he really showed leadership qualities. in the midfield and really was guiding this midfield to kind of, you know, steer the ship in the right direction. So I really liked Yeppe in this game, and I think it's a sign of great things to come. So let's talk about the new signing, Luca Bambino. This is the Italian I wanted. I got my guy. So Luca Bambino. He's 18 years old. He's a defender. Finally,
I think they listened to you. I think we really got that. It's just a random signing.
Random signing. They're like, you know, let's just make Vince happy,
we have to. The SDFCBros got that signing.
So yeah, 18 years old. He's a defender, and bro, Italians have defending in our blood, man. So
Luca, if you're watching this, I want you to know that Vince fought tooth and nail for you.
Oh my gosh, dude.
He fought for an Italian every opportunity we had. He said, I just want an Italian player on the team.
I just wanted one.
Please, if you're ever wanting to shoot a video, we'd love to have a Italian.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's why I'm wearing my Italian shirt right now. So yeah, Luca Bambino, 18 years old, defender. And honestly, it's like you see kind of the pull that San Diego has towards young players.
Right.
And, you know, I'm hoping that Bambino can be one of those guys to kind of really develop in the system and really be one of those players that stays with us for a good little while and develops properly. And, you know, I'm hoping that our boy Ian and Bambino can link up in that defense and cook,
Beautiful.
Man. That would be the best thing ever. So, yeah, came from LAFC. He is on loan, but I think we're going to extend that option to buy. So,
yeah, we'll see. I think it could be a good signing, you know, just to add some reinforcements. It's gonna be a long season, so we'll go from there. All right, so what we're gonna do after every match, we're gonna give a 1 to 10 of what we believe the match was. And I think we just go shoot. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm gonna say a 7.8. I'm gonna say a 7.8. I think it was a very strong match. Again, I was very impressed. First match going in, and I feel like we really took the game to Galaxy, and I thought it was a very strong performance in all fronts of the pitch.
I'm going with a 6.57.
6.5?
7. Yeah, I mean, I really like us, and it was really good. But again, I think one of the biggest issues for me was this could have been a 0-0. And I truly need to see like that we're dominating in the sense that we're scoring goals, because that's what the game's about. And it was like I said, if it wasn't for LA Galaxy like messing up, I think we could have done a 0-0. It could have been a draw, and for that I give us a 6.5, 7, because don't get me wrong, I cried my eyes out. It was the best thing ever. But if we're going to go all match rating, 6.5.
Fairs. I appreciate the unbiased goggles being taken off.
Yeah.
So let's go into the match preview.
For Saturday, right?
Saturday, St. Louis SC. And
SC or SC?
SC. St. Louis
Soccer Club?
St. Louis City Soccer Club, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Very little strange. But
shout out to
shout out to St. Louis, I guess. But you know, for me, in St. Louis's last game, they drew 0-0.
Yeah.
But I think the scoreline is a little misleading because St. Louis is a very heavy-ended game. They had 17 shots, 5 on target with the majority of possession. Meanwhile, Colorado had 2 shots, none on target. So it was very, you know, unbalanced game, but definitely leaned towards St. Louis. But I'm confident that on their day, they will put away these chances. So again, it's a give and take. I think this will be a really good game of football.
I think it's going to be an amazing game.
I think, you know, when you kind of take pieces of the puzzle, what we saw versus Galaxy, and then you kind of put together the pieces of the puzzle, what St. Louis did versus Colorado, right, where they were dominant in their sort of way. I think it's going to be a blockbuster of a match.
And I believe it's going to be a faster game, too. I think
fast-paced.
A faster-paced game. Again, LA Galaxy's a little sluggish, it seemed like, and I think that St. Louis is ready to come play. I think they saw us on our high horse, and they're ready to come in. What's it called?
Yeah, St. Louis is no pushover team.
No, and I don't think they want to come to Snapdragon Stadium and be a pushover team. So I just want to see how San Diego responds, because I think this will give us 100% like where we are at this season.
Oh yeah, I think it'll definitely, you know, answer a lot of questions going forward. But I think Snapdragon is going to be a cauldron on Saturday.
Did you see the fans? We didn't talk about that. The fans, the fans at LA Galaxy, amazing.
1,000 fans showed up to Carson City over there, and they were sensational.
And the people that were at Mavericks and everything, we're sold out. It's going to be an amazing.
So I think Snapdragon is going to be a cauldron in that game. First home game. I think the hype is there.
Excited.
Vibes are there, and I think the guys, like, it's like, I think that guys like definitely are looking at this game and they don't want to let us down.
No, I think they felt the love.
They felt the love for sure. Post game, pre game, even just a build up to the whole season, right? With all these chrome balls and everything like that, and they want to make us proud, and I think that's something that is really like touching, like for me, because it's like I feel like. Yeah, like the Padres, they have the history of San Diego on their side and everything like that. But it's just like, I don't know, San Diego FC just feels a little different, I think. Maybe just because soccer is a little bit more of a passionate sport.
Yeah.
But regardless of the fact is, this is going to be a very end-to-end game. And I'm a little nervous just because it's like, I definitely do think that St. Louis on their day will put away chances. And I think they're a threat in all areas of the pitch. I think they're just a well-oiled machine, right?
Right, and I think just to your point, they're going to be pushing up a lot more than I think LA Galaxy will, and I think that's when we'll be able to see if we can take advantage of that more build-up play, because I feel like LA Galaxy was also playing a lot more defensively, which was closing us out. So we'll see how it goes forward.
I think if St. Louis presses us, then that just plays into our game.
Exactly.
Because we're a team that loves to play out of the press.
I think we have some goal scorers in us.
Oh, yeah,
we just need to
certainly. And
so what's your rating? Or not your rating, your score.
My prediction?
Yeah.
I'm going to go another 2-0. I'm going to say another 2-0.
SDFC?
SDFC.
All right.
I think San Diego FC wins 2-0. Or actually, no, I'm going to change it. I'm going to say 1-0. I think we're going to be a little bit more conservative. But I think that with St. Louis being as dominant as they are, I think that we're going to do our thing where, like I said, play out of the press and kind of do that sort of thing and really capitalize on our opportunities. But again, they're a well-oiled machine. I think they have a lot of, not per se MLS experience, but I think they're just an experienced side that kind of knows each other well. So I think that's going to do something for them to the point where it kind of, throws a little wrench in the whole equation and everything. Right. So that's my prediction, 1-0.
I confidently throw a 2-1 SDFC. We score first, St. Louis scores back, and we close it out. I think that's how it goes, but I don't think this game goes scoreless.
Okay, fairs.
Jasmine, producer Jazz?
Producer Jazz. Can you go 2 for 2?
Yeah, can you go 2 for 2? You were the closest one. Come in.
I don't know too much about who we're playing, but I like how things came from the first match with LA Galaxy, so I'm going to confidently say 2-0 again.
2-0. All right. So we got all wins.
Yeah, we're all wins.
We're all on the hype train.
So
we're all on the hype train.
We'll see, but producer Chaz has been the one who's been on the money so far, so we'll see then.
2 for 2 for producer Jazz. That'd be a crazy run. crazy run. So yeah, guys, leave in the comment section below what your score predictions are for this first home game for San Diego FC. Guys, if you like this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram as well for more San Diego news. Carlos, you got anything else to say?
Thank you, SDFC. For reals, from the bottom of my heart, you made a little kid's dream a reality on Sunday. I loved, and thank you again, Mikey Varas, too, because you came in and adopted a philosophy that what we really wanted to show out and what we wanted to show. And what we wanted the city to be represented as when they play soccer. And thank you to all the fans and everybody. We are building something amazing, and that's going to last a long time. And just thank you from the bottom of our hearts for showing up on Sunday and winning that game for us. You brought so much hope to the city again, and I cannot wait for much more and to see you guys on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Ciao, ragazzi.